Good afternoon, you're very welcome to Knockaderry here in Limerick for the Munster B final here in Knockaderry, and Cromane run out onto the field there. Cromane, of course, the winners of the Kerry final when they beat Ballydonoghue of North Kerry in that final. And just to run through the Cromane team: in goals, number 1 Liam Walsh, number 2 Peter O'Reilly, number 3 James Foley, number 4 is Noel O'Reilly, number 5 is John O'Sullivan, number 6 Colin Gine, also the trainer, and number 7 is Michael Teehan. Number 8 is Donegal Walsh, of course, the Kerry player this year, was on the All-Ireland winning panel. Number 9 is Francis Casey, number 10 is Niall Dennehy, number 11 is Paul Patrick O'Sullivan, and number 12 is Sean O'Sullivan, of course, a man who started for Kerry against Derry in last Sunday's National Football League game in Killarney. At number 13 is David Maroney, and number 14 lining out there but wearing number 17 is Owen Walsh, who's also a brother of Donegal Walsh and indeed the goalkeeper Liam Walsh's, and a brother of the corner forward number 15 Sean Walsh. That is the Cromane team lining out. They beat Bannog of Limerick in the semi-final to reach today's final against St Oliver's Plunketts of Cork. The St Oliver Plunketts team out here on the field as well, just down in front of us here, down indeed to our left, and they line out as follows. In goal, number 1 is Brian Walsh, indeed the Cork minor keeper from 2007, and at number 2 is Barry Ryan, at number 3 is Tim Coffey, and number 4 is TJ O'Driscoll. The half-back line consists of number 5 Eddie O'Driscoll, number 6 Owen Barrett, and number 7 Kieran McCarthy. At number 8 is Donald Walsh, and number 9 is Peter Coffey. At number 10 is Conor O'Driscoll, indeed another player who lined out for Cork on the 21 hurling team, an unusual sight from a West Cork player to play indeed in All-Ireland on the 21 semi-final against Galway last year in the semi-final which they lost. And at number 11 is Mike Pat Cahan, and number 12 is Conor McCarthy. And number 13 is Keith O'Driscoll, number 14 is Kevin Coffey, indeed, and number 15 is Barry O'Driscoll. That's the St Oliver Plunketts line out as follows. As we say, a number of brothers, of course, on this team. Indeed, there are 5 O'Driscoll brothers connected with the panel here. Indeed, TJ, Eddie, and indeed the Conor O'Driscoll and Keith O'Driscoll or Barry O'Driscoll are all 4 brothers, with their other brother, number 16, as the first sub, JP O'Driscoll. And interesting enough, the manager here this afternoon, Derry Collins, played on a winning team in 1990, and also on the team and still playing this afternoon is Kieran McCarthy, the number 7, the wing back for St Oliver Plunketts. Of course, on their way to today's final this afternoon, St Oliver Plunketts have beaten Galtee Rovers of Tipperary and Meelick of Clare, so they come into this game with a pedigree. Cromane, I suppose, unknown only for their victory over Ballydonoghue in the county final in Kerry. Of course, the Ballydonoghue side, they consisted of a number of players who did played the Kerry under 21s last year. So looking at the game this afternoon, the referee will be any moment onto the field as well. So late start here this afternoon here. The club here indeed have done a fine job, indeed well organised here this afternoon. The club here, the local club here in Knockaderry, doing a very indeed a fantastic programme for this afternoon's game here, and all credit to them as well in their organising committee. So in a big crowd indeed turning up here to support both St Oliver Plunketts and Cromane. Cromane, as I said, containing 2 Kerry panel players, of course, Donegal Walsh, the midfielder, and also Sean O'Sullivan, the number 12 for Cromane. Last year, of course, won an All-Ireland medal, indeed his 3rd All-Ireland medal for Sean O'Sullivan, indeed, as I said, scored 2 points for Kerry in the National Football League last Sunday against Derry in Killarney. So Sean O'Sullivan, a well-known player here and well-known national player, of course, is Sean O'Sullivan. Donegal Walsh, I suppose, to a lesser extent, a man who was on the Kerry panel last year, and a player, I suppose, that Kerry will be looking for to get some game time during the concluding games of the National Football League. So at the moment, waiting for the referee here in the centre of the field to toss the coin for the wind here this afternoon. A wind blowing down in towards the dressing room into here the ground at the moment, and indeed blowing across the field. A wind that's very hard, I suppose, to gauge really, and hard for players and all to gauge with it. So at the moment, as I said, these teams looking forward to, I suppose, a Munster Junior B final. Indeed, I suppose they didn't see in Munster no national competition in this, but indeed, I suppose in the future, like Sean Kelly has developed both junior and intermediate All-Ireland finals, it may be someday that this will go on to become a national competition.
Oh, you're only driving.
Jim Long. referee there in the middle of the field, Jim Long, with the two captains, the respective captains of Cromane and St. Oliver Plunketts. The number 11, of course, the captain for St. Oliver Plunketts, that's Mike Pat Cahan. Indeed, with Donncha Walsh, as I said, the Kerry panellist from last year, indeed, an All-Ireland medal winner, indeed. His father, Frank, indeed, played with the Legion for a number of years, indeed, has been a very instrumental, I suppose, trainer of the Cromane club and guided them over the years. So Donncha Walsh coming back to his sideline, indeed, here. So, at the moment, Jim Long, the referee here for this afternoon's All-Ireland Munster B final here in Ballinderry, indeed. St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork, as I said, coming into this with a lot of form, really, beating Galtee Rovers in the quarter-final, indeed, beating Meelick from Clare in the semi-final. So they would be two teams that would have a high standing. Indeed, with me this afternoon is Frank Walsh, indeed, the man who I mentioned, indeed, father of Donncha Walsh, indeed, remember, and he of the big clan, because indeed Liam Walsh is also in goal, indeed. Owen Walsh has come in there wearing number 17 to the full forward position. So Frank, your thoughts on today's game? Frank, looking out here at the game this afternoon, I suppose I was saying St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork have come in, they've played known teams like Galtee Rovers and Meelick of Clare, I suppose Cromane to a lesser extent, Ballydun, who I suppose have Kerry really in the Kerry final, with Banog from Limerick. That was a facile victory for you. So I mean, looking at today's game, I suppose looking at St. Oliver Plunketts, it's very hard to judge the game today because you can't compare teams that they have played already.
That's right, Ger. I said both teams are heading this to not knowing what to expect from the other. So I'd say the opening 15 minutes will be very interesting. Both teams will be sizing each other up. I see Cromane are actually playing with the breeze first half, so hopefully Cromane can settle a bit better than Oliver Plunketts. But both teams are heading into the unknown here, so the opening 15 minutes will be very indicative. Pitch is going to be heavy, I think, Ger, and Cromane are playing with the breeze.
Thank you indeed, Frank. Frank Walsh, as I said, father of Donncha, indeed, of the goalkeeper Liam, and also the full forward Owen Walsh here. So they're ready to throw this, get this game in. This Munster B final here in Knockaderry, being hosted by the Knockaderry club here in West Limerick. So the St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork against Cromane, the Kerry representative. And any time you have a Cork-Kerry clash, you indeed have fierce rivalry, indeed, I suppose, a great rivalry really, and something that makes a GA what it is today, that kind of a rivalry really. And I suppose delightful to see Cork, indeed, the Cork senior football team back in action, as well as the referee Jim Long throws the ball in. The game is now on, and indeed the ball picked up by Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh coming forward, leaves the ball inside towards his corner forward here. Sean Walsh picking up Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh has the ball. Owen Walsh looking to give it inside, gives it in there. Number 13, David Maroney, touched the ball on the ground. The referee Jim Long has signalled for a free out for St. Oliver Plunketts, and I said the goalkeepers for St. Oliver Plunketts this afternoon, Brian Walsh of Cork Minor last year. Ball being picked up here by their number 12 and coming forward, Conor McCarthy. Conor McCarthy releasing the ball inside. St. Oliver trying to work the ball forward. Their centre fielder man there, Donald Walsh, drives the ball inside. Interestingly enough, the two number 8 for both Cromane and the St. Oliver Plunketts. The number 14 taking the ball inside is Kevin Coffey. Kevin Coffey driving the ball inside, being picked up inside and released inside to the captain for St. Oliver Plunketts. A challenge coming in there from the Peter O'Reilly, going inside, trying to release the ball out. Colm Jai will pick this one up for Cromane, coming forward. We have a minute played in this Munster B final here. Being picked up inside, wearing number 10 and coming forward for Cromane. Niall Dennehy drives the ball inside. Sean Sullivan, good ball played inside here. Being picked up by Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh going inside now, coming inside towards the centre, gives it back to Sean O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan, the Kerry player, going inside. Sean O'Sullivan and passing it over the bar. The opening score of the game here from Sean O'Sullivan, indeed. Last Sunday, Sean O'Sullivan took a point from play from his hand, indeed, also off the foot, in his 2 points tally against Derry in the National Football League. As I said, just over a minute and 20 seconds, in Cromane playing with the wind in this first half. Not a very strong wind, but a difficult enough wind, I suppose, to kick a ball into. Difficult underfoot conditions here, as a pitch pretty soft here, as most pitches are indeed throughout the country at the moment. The St. Oliver Plunketts goalkeeper, as I said, from Cork, Brian Walsh, a Cork Minor goalkeeper last year in 2007 when they beat Kerry in the Munster final in Killarney. Later were beaten by Derry in the All-Ireland quarter-final. Kick out coming from, good kick out from Egan's, the stiff breeze, ball hanging up there, Iceford, ball broken down, trying to break it down down there. Cromane tackling in there and being picked up there on the far side of the field by the Oliver Plunketts man. Jim Long, the referee, has signalled for a free for St. Oliver Plunketts. He takes it out into the wing to the far side. Conor Driscoll drives the ball forward inside. Cork coming out for the ball, well taken inside again. Cork trying to move this ball way inside. Cahan drives this ball inside the ball, race between the full forward there, the full forward and the number 4 for Cromane, Noel O'Reilly. The ball still in play. The umpire has signalled that the ball has gone wide, and this will be a kick out for Cromane. Frank, an opening score there. Sean O'Sullivan, a man indeed, when he's running in at goal, often hand passes the ball over the bar, and very good hand pass, fisted pass over the bar. Takes a lot of scores that way.
He does, Jerry. Yes, Sean lately for the Kerry team as well. Sean has been fisting balls over the bar. Probably a good option when the goalie is about to smother your shot. Maybe to fist it over the bar is a good ply. One player I would know there, Barry O'Driscoll, the St. Oliver Plunketts corner forward. Looks like he's a young lad. Looks like he's a good player. I'd say Peter Riley would have to watch him.
Kick out coming the Cromane man picking up there over on the far side. Michael Tehan driving the ball out here. The ball blocked there over on the far side of the field. The linesman signalling for a line ball. The line ball for Cromane. Sean O'Sullivan, of course, the inter-county player for Cromane. Indeed, two players I suppose that Cromane look up to carry this team, but indeed they're a well-balanced team, a young team. Cromane, bad ball taken there, bad sideline ball taken by Sean O'Sullivan. Ball going inside again, coming out for Cork. He looks lively this was. Barry just looks like giving inside to his full forward there, Kevin Coffey giving it back there. Kevin Coffey trying to come inside, looking for someone to pass it, gives it out there to the number 12. The number 12 tries to bounce the ball, and really on the pitch like this, in fact, coming inside, Conor drives this ball across the square, and they ricocheting there off the Cromane, coming inside there and driven in there, trying to see the number on the back there. I think it's the number 12 indeed to send that one over the bar. Conor McCarthy has sent it over, an equalising score for St. Oliver Plunketts, and we have just 4 minutes to play. 4 minutes to play here in the Munster B final here being played in Knockaderry here in County Limerick. The referee Jim Long, the referee well clouded up for today's game, and who would blame him really, because it's a cold day here in Knockaderry. Kick out coming from the Cromane goalkeeper Liam Walsh out towards the centre of the field. Ball broken down the centre, being picked up there by Conor O'Driscoll, and a push in the back there on the Cork player there. Conor O'Driscoll, as we said, he played for Cork on the 21 hurling last year. Long ball inside and towards the full forward again, and really they look dangerous inside, being played out towards the far side. Donncha Walsh picking up. Donncha Walsh fouled there as he picks it up back in his own half back line there, and the referee is having a word there with the, indeed he's asking for the Cromane player to take the ball forward. This free taken by Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh playing the ball inside towards the full forward. Liam Walsh releases the ball inside. Sean O'Sullivan has it again. He'll be surrounded. Sean O'Sullivan kicking with the right in towards the post. Sean O'Sullivan drives it inside. The ball has gone out to the left and gone wide. Chance for Sean O'Sullivan there. And Sean O'Sullivan, as I said, with the opening score of the first half for Cromane, that was equalised by the Cork, the Oliver Plunketts man, the number 12 Conor McCarthy. So as we have indeed close on just over 5 minutes to play in this Munster B final here in the Novice B final being played here in Knockaderry this afternoon. The score stands St. Oliver Plunketts 1 point, Cromane from Kerry 1 point. Indeed, a sizable attendance here at this afternoon's game here in Knockaderry. A great tribute to the organisation and skills of indeed the Knockaderry club. Out towards the centre, Donncha Walsh rising superbly, caught for Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh bouncing the ball. He tries to go forward, being pressurised there, gives it inside again. Back to the wing back there, the number 5, John O'Sullivan, drives it inside, and that's a super score from the Cromane wing back. Donncha Walsh fielded the ball in the centre of the field, released the ball outside, and the ball was transferred to the wing back, the number 5. Maybe diminutive in status, but certainly a man with a heart of goal and a heart of strength really is John O'Sullivan. Sends it over the bar. Well done there, Frank, by John O'Sullivan.
Oh, that was a lovely point by John O'Sullivan. John is a right-footed player, but he was on his left there, and very easy to slice that wide, but he didn't. He kept it in between the posts. That was an excellent point by John Sullivan.
Cromane, as we said, playing with the breeze in this first half. The goalkeeper kicks it out towards Brian Walsh, out towards the centre. Ball broken down the centre, being picked up there by the number 7 for Cork, Kieran McCarthy, a man who played in 1990. Going back inside it, trying to bounce the ball here. Donncha Walsh putting pressure there on the Cork centre half back. Owen Barrett. Ball broken down. Owen Walsh pulling in. Donncha Walsh, of course, two brothers. Donncha Walsh has the ball going forward again. He's a lovely footballer in full motion here. Ball driven inside there to Paul Patrick O'Sullivan. He sent it in. He sent it over the bar. That's a beautiful score coming in there from the man from Cromane. Paul Patrick O'Sullivan has sent it over. 3 points to 1. 3 points to 1 for Cromane against St. Oliver Plunketts. Two very good scores there, Frank, coming in quick succession there for Cromane.
There was good work there. Owen Walsh broke the ball fairly well in midfield there and picked up by his brother Donica, who gave it to Paul Patrick, who kicked a great point. Ger, Cromane will need all these points though. The breeze is worth, I would say, 5-6 points, so Cromane will need to put all these chances away, but so far so good.
An injury there to the St. Oliver Plunketts player. He's telling the sideline that he's okay, he's fit to continue there. Out here on the far side, Noel O'Reilly, the number 4 for Cromane, standing there in attention as the Cork goalkeeper, St. Oliver Plunketts goalkeeper, Brian Walsh, will kick this one out. Brian Walsh ready to take the kick out. The referee waiting over on the far side, checking that everything is okay. He's coming across here, check with the line here. Around here for on this near sideline here. And St. Oliver Plunketts, as I said, their first point, 3 points for Cromane at the moment, as we have 8 minutes played in this first half of the Munster B final here of the Novice Championship. The referee chatting there with Jim Long, chatting with the St. Oliver Plunketts sideline here, down here in front of us. An injury there to Kevin Coffey, their full forward at the moment. Injury to Kevin Coffey as the kick out will come from the goalkeeper Brian Walsh. Interestingly enough, Donica Walsh rising in the centre, and really this is the man I am surprised, I suppose, at the moment that Pat O'Shea hasn't been giving a run. I was speaking to Pat indeed on Wednesday night, and his intentions, he said, were to get a few points in the bag and try give them a bit of game time when the team would be strong, rather than putting him into a weak and carry team. Indeed, Donica Walsh is a man that indeed has been growing in stature. Sean O'Sullivan with the kick. A long kick inside. This is the Danish ball line inside. A punch going to the ball, sends it up in the back of the net. Seeing who got the hand to it there. Owen Walsh has got his hand to it there indeed. Point, that's a long ball, went inside from Sean O'Sullivan, and really it was always on the fisted chat inside. Owen Walsh, the man who was coming wearing 17 there, into the full forward line, has ended the ball up in the back of the net. And really this is a fantastic start for Cromane. 1 goal and 3 points for Cromane. 1 point for Oliver Plunketts of Cork. Indeed, the substitution coming on to the St. Oliver Plunketts. Brian McCarthy, wearing number 17, comes into the field, gives his piece of paper, and he will replace the full forward Kevin Coffey. Indeed, Frank, a big blow for St. Oliver Plunketts, because he had started very well inside in the full forward position.
That's a blow, all right. Gerard, Kevin Coffey, he was actually started corner forward, but himself and Barry O'Driscoll seem to be 2 dangerous forwards. So that is a loss to Oliver Plunketts. However, Cromane are doing well, but as I said, Gerard, as in the novice final in County Kerry, when Cromane built up a lead against Ballydon, who were playing with the wind, they needed every one of those scores at the end of the game, and I think this game could well be the same.
Oh, Frank, the day one turned out as bad as that. Literally, we were hardly able to speak, and they finished with the cold that was there. Sean O'Sullivan with his free for Cromane. Sean O'Sullivan with a chance to extend their lead. Good kicker off the hand. Sean O'Sullivan driving inside as he got it. Indeed has gone out to the right and gone wide. Difficult enough kick really from Sean O'Sullivan from distance, because kicking with this breeze, going across and really going down towards the dressing room in, but indeed very hard to, probably a lot of players indeed kicking the ball off the hand indeed from close in freeze. A lot of people are saying that maybe if you have a more reliable place kicker off the floor, that is maybe more advantageous than kicking really off the hand. As the goalkeeper for St. Oliver Plunketts, Brian Walsh, as I said, the Cork minor goalkeeper of 2007, kicks it out, going away out towards the far side. Sean O'Sullivan driving into the game. His vast, I suppose, fitness level will be something, sends the ball inside. Indeed, Sean O'Sullivan, the ball has gone wide on the far side again, on the right hand side again from Sean O'Sullivan. We have 10.5 minutes played of this Munster B final here in Knockadary. The score stands at Cromane, 1 goal and 3 points. St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork, 1 point. And coming into today's game, I suppose Cromane had a good win over Ballydonahue, a Ballydonahue team indeed which came back on a very bad day in Tralee. That day Cromane really weathered the storm. Indeed, points from Sean O'Sullivan, late points for Sean O'Sullivan, guaranteeing the Novice B Championship in Kerry. And I suppose looking at today, St. Oliver Plunketts would be a team beaten Galty Robertson and beaten Mealy Clare in the semi-final. Ball broken down from the Cromane, and going back to the full-back there, he's Tim Coffey with the ball. Tim Coffey has the ball, trying to work the ball out. Great piece of attacking there from the Cromane man there, the number 10, Nigel. He blocking the ball down, putting pressure there, and going back there, they send it half back. He's Owen Ballot under pressure there, and the referee So referee Jim Long has said this will be a free out for Oliver Plunketts, taking over to their number 4 on the far side of the field. That's TJ O'Driscoll. TJ O'Driscoll coming forward. He's one of 4 brothers on the team. The referee signals there for a free by Owen Walsh, the man who got the Cromane goal. Ball picked up by Colm Jai. The centre half back has been a great servant of Cromane. Gives it to Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh gives it back to Colm Jai again. Colm Jai will probably drive this one long. Drives the ball away inside. Coming out from trying to get to it there. On the far side is Liam Sean Walsh, but doesn't get to it in the ball picked up by the Albert Plunketts man going forward there. The number 5 there is Eddie O'Driscoll. I said a brother of the cornerback, indeed 2 other brothers on the team, and also a brother, in fact, who is a sub for the team. Colm Jai will take this line ball for Cromane as we move into the 13 minute to play here in this Novice B Munster final here. Cromane leading by a goal and 3 points to St. Oliver Plunketts. 1 point, the ball driven inside, well taken inside by the centre half back there, Owen Barrett trying to work his way out, gives it ball going to ground again, being picked up there by the Sean Walsh kicking this one in. Indeed, this goes in and goes indeed to the right and gone wide. Cromane have had 3 successive wides now in this first half, but still lead by a score of 1 goal and 3 to 1 point. And really, St. Oliver Plunketts, as Frank was saying, you will need a big lead by half time, because if anything, this win will get stronger and stronger, Frank, I presume, as the game goes on.
Yes, Ger, there's a bad forecast ahead of us, and looking a bit darker now when we look away to the southwest. Cromane are beginning to waste a couple of balls there, Ger. 3 wides in a row now, nothing out of them, you know.
Could be costly wides are costly, ball broken down. Paul Patrick O'Sullivan picks it up to John O'Sullivan. Point scores already, seemed to be challenged tied there. Kicked it inside, just a little unlucky there. The last time he kicked from that position, he sent it over the bar. 2 boys who have combined to get Cromane's points as well. There, Paul Patrick O'Sullivan, the Sullivan to score the 3 points that have come for Cromane. Come from Sean O'Sullivan, Paul Patrick O'Sullivan, and John O'Sullivan, the wing back, the number 5. And really, he was had a brilliant game in the Novice County final when they were playing Ballydunnow, indeed, in a very bad cold day, and really stuck to his task against the danger man from Ballydunnow. Kick out coming from Brian Walsh. Not a great kick out really from the Cork minor goalkeeper. The ball has gone out over the sideline, the far side of the field. This will be a line ball for Cromane over on the far side of the field. Trying to see who's going to take this. Indeed, Sean O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan will take this one. Sean O'Sullivan maybe looking for 2, kicking left footed, will try this one in on the far side of the field, kicking into the dressing room side of the ground here as we have 14 minutes played. In towards the post, as it's gone in towards the post and gone wide again. That's Cromane's 4th wide in the trot, and really for a team that started, I suppose, they scored a goal and 3 points in the first 9 minutes to play, have now wasted 4 chances of scores. Indeed, have all gone to the right and gone wide, as Frank was saying. These kind of wides can be costly in a game, a close game, because there's no doubt about it. St. Oliver Plunketts will come into the game in the second half with the aid of this breed. The Cork goalkeeper for St. Oliver Plunketts with the kick out towards the centre of the field, up there, right, so all broken there in the centre, going back for his Paul Patrick O'Sullivan, gives it back to Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh evading the tackle, toward the hand once, releasing the ball inside now towards David Maroney. Maroney gathers the ball well, gives it back outside, towards Paul Patrick O'Sullivan. Paul Patrick O'Sullivan fouled there. Whether Donncha Walsh or Sean O'Sullivan will take, indeed Sean O'Sullivan making his way out. Sean O'Sullivan making his way out, indeed. His brother-in-law Gary McGrath, indeed, was involved with the St. Brendan's College this afternoon. Their victory in the Munster College's final. Indeed, a man who has had a recent illness. Indeed, we'd like indeed on this video to extend speedy recovery to Gary. Indeed, Gary is son of the legendary Jack McGrath from Beaufort. As Sean O'Sullivan takes this, Sean O'Sullivan sends it inside, doesn't connect very well, ball broken down inside. Cromane trying to get to it now. Liam Walsh giving the ball back to Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh sends it inside, and like any county player, Donncha Walsh sends it over the bar. And really, this is the man that I think for 2008 really will, I think, be a force with Kerry football. Indeed, looking at him indeed in the county championship games this year with Mid-Kerry, he certainly was the man, I think, that really carried the fight for Mid-Kerry. And without him this year, I think Mid-Kerry would have been a shadow team really, because the amount of possession that the man won, especially in the games against South Kerry. Indeed, in the second game against South Kerry, I think I was speaking with Murphy after, and he said to me that that Donncha Walsh had handled the ball nearly twice as many times as any other player on the field in that semi-final. Indeed, when they probably should have won it, the chance for ball coming out 1-4 to Cromane, picked up there by the wing back there, Kieran McCarthy there, lost possession there, being picked up by Noel O'Reilly there, the number 4 for Cromane, going down there, the foul there and Sean O'Sullivan coming out again. He will orchestrate everything really for Cromane when it comes to frees, and really his pace, and really I suppose you talk about players who are playing on top of the ground, as we call them, Dan O'Sullivan and Sean O'Sullivan, two men I suppose coming to their best when the hardness I suppose comes into the ground. Sean O'Sullivan take this one. This is a long kick now coming in, sends it all the ways inside. Will it curl enough? It goes indeed to the left and gone wide just fine, but still has gone out and gone wide. The score stands at Cromane 1 goal and 4 points. St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork 1 point, and we have nearly 17 minutes played in this first half. This Munster B final being played here and hosted by the Knockaderry Club here in West Limerick, and really a credit to them and their organisational skills, and really the programme that they have for today's game is superb. Really a handout, really, but a superb handout. Plenty of information. The ball going back to Francis Casey. Francis Casey picking the ball up, drives away inside towards the corner, way inside towards Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh turns around. Sean Walsh feeds inside to Sean O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan with power drives inside, coming off the back of the St. Oliver Plunketts man, being picked up there by their cornerback. Just releasing the ball out now over towards the far side of the field. St. Oliver Plunketts trying to work the ball out there. Number 2 there is Barry Ryan. Barry Ryan releasing the ball forward now over the halfway line. Kicks the ball inside. Coming out for it, Kevin Coffey, the man who went off it, has come back on again. Kevin Coffey has come back on the field of play, plays the ball inside here. There's a chance that they come forward. Big support here for the Oliver Plunketts going inside. He's still going inside, drives it inside. Ball is done. A great save inside by the Cromane goalkeeper there. Ian Walsh, a great save there, and really the chances you were saying, Frank, there, and really Cromane could rule a lot of the misses they've had, because he looks a very lively corner forward inside.
I could see it straight away, Ger. Right, Barry O'Driscoll's his name. He's number 15. He's a small little young lad. He has to be watched. And Peter Riley there, I know the footing went by Peter. Cromane were very lucky not to concede a goal there in the first meaningful attack that Oliver Plunketts made. So hopefully Cromane now, Oliver Plunketts are adopting a 2-man full forward line. They have young O'Driscoll and Kevin Coffey inside. They're both dangerous. The other man is out the field, so Cromane are a bit exposed. So a point of danger for Cromane.
45 quickly taken inside. Kevin Coffey has the ball. Kevin Coffey moving out to the, trying to go inside, still soloing inside. You can easily see why St. Oliver Plunketts want to get him back in the field. Ball back inside. Riley there challenging inside, and the referee has signalled there, indeed a signal inside there. This will be a free in for St. Oliver Plunketts, and a chance to put their second score on the board, kicking into a difficult wind really here. The St. Oliver Plunketts player, will he place it on the ground? I suppose you get a better accuracy into the wind with a kick off the ground really, and that's what he's going to do. A free in for St. Oliver Plunketts. Free in for St. Oliver Plunketts, a chance to get their second score on the board. We have played indeed nearly 19.5 minutes to play in this first half. As he kicks it in towards the post, it curls away. Indeed, the wind really showing how strong it is really as he kicked it inside, because it curled it out. And really a chance kind of begging there for St. Oliver Plunketts. Cromane, indeed, as we've said, we've had a number of wides that they could really maybe I think probably could rule really, because as the St. Oliver Plunketts team will grow in stature in the second half if they can get any quick early scores. Kick out coming from the Cromane goalkeeper out towards the centre, up their rise. Ball, Francis Casey, the ball broken down the centre. Colum Jai picks it up. Colum Jai has the ball. Colum Jai playing it out over towards the far side of the field. TJ tries to go for the ball there, but the ball coming off the, I think it came off the Cromane man there, or has it come off the St. Oliver Plunketts man, the number 13 there for Cromane. Over on the far side of the field, David Mulrooney challenging there, and Sean O'Sullivan has the ball again. Sean O'Sullivan has the ball over on the far side of the field. Will take this left-footed, looking for someone to give it to. We move into the 20th minute. Drives it high, curling inside, and towards the full forward line. Ball broken inside. Owen Walsh, I think, touched the ball on the ground there. I think it was trying to see who touched it. It was 9, I think, that touched the ball on the ground. Free out quickly taken there. Kieran McCarthy giving it out there. St. Oliver Plunketts trying to play the ball tight here. Coming out towards his own 50-yard line. Ball being kicked under pressure there, and it's gone out over the line. Into the uncovered stand here, and really they call it the uncovered stand, but I think they plan to cover it at some stage, and really it's not an all ticket stand this afternoon, so if you're in the stand it won't say that you won't get wet this afternoon. As the kick will take in, the sideline ball will be taken by James Foley. James Foley drives the ball inside in towards the centre. Sean O'Sullivan comes to John Patrick O'Sullivan coming out, trying to pick it up there, being surrounded there. I mean, push really more reminiscent to Croke Park, I suppose, yesterday, and the more reminiscent to a scrum really, or a rolling malls, whatever they call it really. The Cromane man there in the centre with the referee Jim Long. As the Cromane man rises to his feet, indeed the referee Jim Long will throw the ball in to restart the game. Paul Patrick O'Sullivan went down there. Jim Long telling them to push back, really give the two players that will jump for the ball here. They will be Donegal Walsh for Cromane, the St. Oliver Plunketts man standing in the centre as he throws the ball in. The Donegal Walsh has the ball. Donegal Walsh has the ball, gives it back out now to Sean O'Sullivan. He'll kick from distance. Sean O'Sullivan in towards the post. Sean O'Sullivan sends it over the bar. A lovely point from Sean O'Sullivan. Has a few misses, but indeed Sean O'Sullivan, a great long distance kicker of the ball, an accurate kicker of the ball, and really I think one of the things, and really when Kerry look back at last year's victory in the championship when he came on against Dublin, he made a massive run into the Dublin defence and hand passed the ball over the bar, which indeed I suppose proved to be a very critical score in Kerry's quest for the Sam Maguire in 2007. Sean O'Sullivan, very talented operator from Cromane. The kick out coming from the St. Oliver Plunketts goalkeeper Brian Walsh. Oh, a lovely bit of feeling from Donegal Walsh in the centre, being pressed there, gives it back to James Foley. James Foley, the fullback, blocked down inside. Colm Jai will go back to pick this one up. Colm Jai, Donegal Walsh makes himself available to Colm Jai, trying to come forward. Sending a half forward, and the captain Pat Cahan with the ball taken inside. Sean O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan tries to hand pass the ball back inside. An obstruction there by Francis Casey on the St. Oliver Plunketts man there. And something has happened there down in front of us there. The Cromane man there. A bit of word there. Sean O'Sullivan indeed, I suppose they will get plenty care, I suppose, or maybe care wouldn't be the word, but so out in the moment in the centre of the field, Sean O'Sullivan being spoken to by the referee. The referee indeed, I suppose, really a lot of club teams try to draw on a county player maybe to get the cards. He's shown a yellow card for Sean O'Sullivan, a yellow card for Cromane, Sean O'Sullivan, and really any other indiscretion from him. Indeed, not a player that you would associate any little bit of nastiness. Sean, a very clean footballer, and the Cork player there did receive a clatter, whether it was accidental or not, but he's lying prostrate on the ground at the moment. The St. Oliver Plunketts men in looking at him there indeed, going out on the far side to issue instructions. Morris O'Shea speaking there with Sean O'Sullivan. Nothing too sinister, I think, in it. Really probably was accidental more than anything, but looking down here, Francis Casey there, the midfielder Cromane, will need to get a few more scores on the board. They're leading by 7, but 1-5 to a point first end for Cromane against St. Oliver Plunketts. And as I said, in this Novice B football final here being played in Knockaderry this afternoon, in a very cold Knockaderry here at the moment. The number 5 will take it. Here's number 5, Eddie O'Driscoll. Indeed, has 3 other brothers on the team. Takes a shot inside. Colm Jai coming to pressurise and gives it back to Eddie O'Driscoll again. Colm Jai pressurising again. The number 15, the corner forward there for Knockaderry. Very good player, Barry O'Driscoll. Here's the ball inside, but James Foley has it. James Foley playing the ball out towards the corner, playing out towards the wing back, out towards Sean O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan challenged there by Barry O'Driscoll there over on the far side of the field. And the referee signals for a free for Cromane. A free for Cromane over there, and real retaliation there on Sean O'Sullivan there. And indeed, I think the referee Jim Long will deal the same blow, I think, to the St. Oliver Plunketts player as he did to Sean O'Sullivan earlier. I presume he will receive a yellow card. Here the number 15 there for St. Oliver Plunketts, Barry O'Driscoll, looks a very dangerous corner forward, as Frank was saying. Looks a player with a lot of football ability. Sean O'Sullivan walks away from the play there. The Barry O'Driscoll didn't see the card come out from there at the moment, Frank. I didn't see the referee issuing the card there.
I didn't see the card coming out, Ger, but I tell Cromane are actually they're kind of at fault now at the moment. They're not using the long ball. They're playing a bit too short outside. They're not using the full forward line, and with the breeze, so I think that's a mistake.
Ball played inside by Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh has the ball, trying to come inside. Sean Walsh playing a ball inside towards the centre. Ball cut out. Francis Casey coming to the ball. Francis Casey trying to go down the ball. Ball kind of ground, trying to be picked up inside for Cromane there. The man challenged there, going inside a free out for St. Oliver Plunketts, being picked up again by Sean Walsh. He looks a lovely footballer. Sean Walsh kicking in towards the post, and it's gone to the right and gone wide. The score stands 1 goal and 5 points for Cromane. 1 point for Oliver Plunketts from Cork. As we move into the 20th, just looking here on the watch, the 26 minute of play, 26 minutes gone in this first half, and a really cold day here in Knockaderry here in West Limerick, and the club indeed hosting this Munster B final here The kick out coming from Brian Walsh. Brian Walsh with the kick out towards the centre of the field. Up there, eyes for it. Hands going in there. Well picked up there by the number 5 there. For number 5 there, Eddie O'Driscoll picking up the ball. This will be a free for St. Albert Plunketts. A free for St. Albert Plunketts. 1-5 to a point in favour of Cromane. They will need all the scores they can get. The referee calling the Cromane player towards him. Indeed, we'll issue a booking here again. Didn't see whether the Barry O'Driscoll got a card there earlier on, a black book, yes indeed, for Michael Tehan, the Cromane player, the number 7 for Cromane. Michael Tehan getting the black book, free quickly taken, ball going away. Michael Tehan challenging there on the Corkman go on the far side still. Michael Tehan, the ball is going forward inside. Ball being picked up inside here. Cromane stretched here in defence of the St. Albert Plunketts. Back to Kevin Coffey. Kevin Coffey will kick this one in, kicks it inside and sends it over the bar. That's a good score, a very good score coming there against a good strong breeze here in this first half. And really, Frank, you were saying when they're operating with the 2-man full forward, but when they break, they've got pace inside.
They have great pace inside, Ger, and I'll tell you, between you and me, these fellas are not out of this game at all yet. If they can stay within 5 or 6 points of Cromane until half time, there's plenty of football in them. I can see that in the forwards, and they are going to threaten us in the second half. Cromane are not using their full forward line properly. They should be letting it long into Owen Walsh inside deep at the edge of the square. They're playing around the middle, playing it short, and in the bad conditions they're losing the ball too much. Getting involved with the referee then as well doesn't help.
Kick out coming from Liam Walsh out towards the centre up there, right foot ball broken down, being picked up there. John O'Sullivan has the ball coming forward toward the hand, left footed, plays a nice ball down inside the long side, being picked up by Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh back to Francis Casey. Francis Casey playing the shot, playing a lot of short ball, as Frank was saying, out around the centre when they'll be better inclined to lay the ball inside. Foul there on Sean Walsh. A heavy challenge came in and over on the far side of the field, but the ball has gone out over the line. It will be a line ball for St. Albert Plunketts. The score stands at 1 goal and 5 points, 2 points for St. Albert Plunketts. If they were to get another score, they're looking dangerous when they play the ball alongside, playing the ball into space, running back there for it and trying to go back to cover for the Cromane. And there is their number 10, Niall Dennehy, going back. The ball has gone out over the line. This will be a line ball for St. Albert Plunketts. A line ball for St. Albert Plunketts there. As the kick is taken, we have 28 minutes played in this first half. Their number 12 going forward, barging forward there, and the referee Jim Long has said that he barged forward, and this will be free quickly taken inside towards Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh, a lovely football, being held there really. Being held there, and really I think an over physical challenge really on the Cromane man there. Number 7 there, Kieran McCarthy, and indeed the other wing back there. So this ball will be taken, this free will be taken. You wonder maybe Sean will be better off when he takes it quickly inside to Francis Casey. Francis Casey driving the ball inside. Got inside there. Owen Barrett coming out there. The ball being picked up by St. Albert Plunketts, giving back there to his cornerback Barry Ryan. Barry Ryan gives the ball inside to the centre half back. Owen Barrett giving out here to Kevin Coffey, working back inside. Donegal Walsh there, challenging there. The ball being challenged there. This free will be taken. Kevin Coffey there, and really small bit of a skirmish breaking out there between the St. Albert Plunketts player there and Paul Patrick O'Sullivan. John O'Sullivan, the wing back for Cromane, telling him to go away from it, and really something extra really. Kevin Coffey drives the ball inside, away inside now, coming out for now, taking their number 13. Their number 13 is Keith O'Driscoll, no relation of the other 4 Driscolls on the team. Gives the ball back out again. Gives the ball out, trying to work this ball out to Kevin Coffey. Kevin Coffey, who got that last point. Kevin Coffey coming inside, trying to make an angle for himself. Turns again, puts the ball into the boot, goes inside. Liam Walsh has it. Oh, and really inside the player. The desperate challenge coming inside, being played out now to David Maroney, is way forward. John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan trying to go back, fumbling with the ball really. When Cromane need to get it out to their position, Donegal Walsh has it. This man has a pair of hands when he's trying to get it forward. He drives it forward away down to Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh will coming out for Sean O'Sullivan. Can Sean O'Sullivan turn his man? He has the ball, sends it away inside. One tackle there, but going back with there, Sean O'Sullivan chipping it up really. He drives the ball away across into the far side of the field. Good ball for the runner, but the ball cut out by the St. Albert Plunketts man there. Their number 10 there, driving it forward there. Here's Conor O'Driscoll. Ball going inside, low ball inside again here for St. Albert Plunketts there, to their captain. John, the ball has gone out to the left and gone wide, a chance there, and as Frank was saying really, indeed the referee has blown right on the 30 minutes for half time here at Knockadary, and really in this Munster B final the half time score stands at Cromane 1 goal and 5, St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork, 2 points. The worst Cork team indeed, situated between Bandon and Clonakilty, halfway down there. And really, as Frank was saying, chances 6 points between the teams at half time. 6 points really, Frank. A quick goal in the start of the second half could make this a very close game. And as you said, Cromane have wasted the ball outside. They've been holding the ball around the centre half forward position instead of leaving the ball in with the win.
Yeah, I think so, Ger. 6 points. It's going to be a close finish. The breeze is worth about 6 points. That's what we have. It's going to be close. Yes, Cromane did waste some of the ball. They were playing it to the half forward line rather than feeding it into the full forward line. The full forward was coming out. He should have stayed inside, and the ball should have been fed into the edge of the square. But anyway, having said that, now it's going to be different. In the second half, Cromane are going to have to carry it against the wind. Knockadary or Oliver Plunketts are not out of the game. They have some very fast, pacey forwards. There's plenty of football in them. I can see them being able to tag over points. So Cromane will be hoping to maybe break and carry the ball against the wind. They'll be looking to Sean Sullivan's pace maybe against the wind. Donegal Walsh will have to do a lot of defensive work, I would say, in the second half. It's going to be a very close finish, I would say, Ger.
Indeed, at half time here, as we said, in the Munster B final here, being played in the Knockadary club here in West Limerick. The half-time score, they said, 1 goal and 5 points for Cromane. St. Oliver Plunketts, 2 points.
Right, okay, off we go.
Did you very well come back here for the second half of the Munster B football final here, as indeed St. Oliver Plunketts out on the field. Indeed, change on the St. Oliver Plunketts line out. Number 2 Barry Ryan doesn't start the second half, and number 24 Michael Nine comes in to replace him at the cornerback position as Cromane come out onto the field here for the second half. Cromane will be playing against a very stiff wind here, it must be said, and they're very cold here in Knockadary here in the West Limerick area here, in the fine farming country here in West Limerick, as I suppose in Castlemahan, and indeed here Ballingarry here. As we look out, the referee Jim Daly, or Jim Long indeed, will start the second half as Cromane leading by a score of 1-5 to 2 points at half time. But looking out at here, you must feel that if St. Oliver Plunketts were to get a quick goal, they could win this game. Ball thrown in, game starts again, ball broken down. Ball being picked up here in the centre by Colm Joy, the centre half back, and really if Cromane were to get maybe a quick score in the start of the second half, it would probably kill the challenge of St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork, a team indeed situated down there between Bandon and Clonakilty. Ball going inside, ball broken down inside, being picked up there by their wing back there. St. Oliver Plunketts playing the long ball inside. Colm Joy here under this ball, the ball going back and really falls into his hand, and really they say like Seamus Moynihan, it's the way you position yourself. Really, I think harsh enough free decision there on the free against Colm Joy there, the Cromane player there, but the free stands as the Francis Casey. The ball could be brought up here, the referee calling for the ball to come back to the original position, and the ball being sent forward now, going inside here in towards the corner forward there. Keith O'Driscoll giving back out to Kevin Coffey. Kevin Coffey trying to take on James Foley here. Kevin Coffey kicking this one inside, going inside, has gone inside and gone wide, has gone indeed to the left and gone wide. First scoring chance of the second half. After a minute there, a chance for St. Oliver Plunketts really to get into this. Really, Frank, I suppose if Cromane, we're doing the video I suppose for Cromane, but looking out at the game, Cromane, if they got a quick start to the second half and point it to, might kill the challenge of St. Oliver Plunketts.
Well, indeed it would, Ger, but I think Cromane now will have to be fight real hard in the first 10 minutes of the second half. That Kevin Coffey, lovely footballer there, he was unlucky not to score a point with that kick. Nice lateral, Peter Riley coming out, nice ball up.
Good ball up there, as Frank was saying there. But they have to go down the ball really, Cromane, if they need to pick this ball up. Ball being driven forward there by Niall Dennehy inside towards David Maroney. David Maroney, big strong player. David Maroney needs to hold the ball up, gives it back inside to the number 10 Niall Dennehy, gives it back inside to Francis Casey. Casey trying to come inside his man, plays a nice ball out, plays the ball out towards Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh trying to go down the ball, has the ball now on the sideline, trying to work his way inside. There into the sideline there and really coming inside. Ball driven out in Cromane. David Maroney has the ball. Ball going inside indeed. Comes off the post and goes high and goes over the bar. That went inside. That's a good score for Cromane. in the start of the second half, really, and we really had the first fall really, and it wasn't on the pitch of play here. It's just beside us, a woman has capsized really, nearly ended up on the pitch. St. Oliver Plunketts nearly had a 16-man starting lead, 15 men, and one woman nearly ended up in the field for St. Oliver Plunketts as Cromane have got the first score of the second half. How vital that could be at 1-6 for Cromane, 2 points for St. Oliver Plunketts. 2 points for St. Oliver Plunketts, and really, as we were saying, Frank, if Cromane get a couple of points at the start of the second half here, they could kill off the challenge of St. Oliver Plunketts.
Well, we'll give Niall Dennehy great credit for that kick, Gerard, because, you know, against the breeze, heavy conditions, he just clipped the crossbar and over the bar, but it's a vital score for Cromane. Just one worrying moment, Sean Sullivan is limping at the moment. Hopefully, he's limping fairly badly, Gerard. I hope Sean Sullivan gets out of this.
Sean Sullivan, as Frank was saying, limping badly really, and of course carry her away to Mayo next week. Indeed, Pat O'Shea will be hoping to use him. Donegal Walsh takes this free. Sean O'Sullivan standing there, the ball going inside again. That was a good point, as Frank was saying, from Niall Dennehy. Did have the spade work really, and the ball came out. They're trying to work the ball out. Michael Nine in there. The man was looking for the pass. The ball has gone to the centre half forward and captain Michael Pat Cahan. Cahan tries to work the ball inside towards Kevin Coffey. Kevin Coffey, he really looks a good football, and he played. Cork Minor goes the ball inside to their number 40. He really looks good. James Foley backing in there, fouls him there. This will be a free in for St. Oliver Plunketts here. James Foley really will have his hands full with this Kevin Coffey in the second half really for St. Oliver Plunketts. As Kevin Coffey will places the ball on the ground for a free for St. Oliver Plunketts. Their chance of an opening score in this second half. Kicking into the dressing room end here. St. Oliver Plunketts player, indeed a lot of players say that it's better to kick the close in freeze off the ground really indeed. It's the win. He kicks it inside, sends it high and sends it over the bar. 4 minutes played of the second half, and St. Oliver Plunketts were just their first score of the second half. 1 goal and 6 points for St. Oliver, for Cromane, 3 points for St. Oliver Plunketts. As the Cromane goalkeeper, Liam Walsh, will place the ball for the kick out. The next scores of 2 could be vital, as Frank was saying. The opening 10 minutes of the second half could really have all the bearings on this finals. James Foley, a very good football indeed. James Foley, a man who was on his travels to Australia a number of years back in Cromane indeed. Fantastic footballer himself. James Foley, ball broken down towards the centre. Going to big back it out. If they were to get a goal really, ball goes inside to the captain. Their captain is Michael Cahan. Gives the ball inside here. A chance going inside. Sends it in. Is it curling enough? Is it curling? It's gone over the bar. And their number 10 there, Conor O'Driscoll, has sent it over the bar. And now they've got their points. 1 goal and 6 points for Cromane. 4 points for St. Oliver Plunketts. As we have 5 minutes played of the second half. And Frank, now really, if they get the next couple of scores, you could see this game really tightening up, Frank.
Yes, now the pressure is coming on as I expected. Liam Walsh now would want to be good and long with his kick-outs to clear the half-forward line. That's okay, that one. Lot depending on Donegal Walsh. Has this ball. Oh, the drop ball. Things not going Cromane's way at the moment, Jar.
Not going their way at the moment. Free taking inside, inside the full forward again. He grabs the ball inside. Back to Cromane and headed. That number 13 goes inside. Keith O'Driscoll, well blocked down there by Michael T. The ball on the ground there. The referee calling for the touch the ball on the ground. A free out for Cromane. Good defending there by Michael T. in the Cromane. And really Cromane will have to really defend and try and work the ball shorter to carry the ball out to defence. 1-6 for Cromane, 4 points for St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork. The team, as I said, situated down halfway between Bandon and Clonakilty. Sean O'Sullivan has the ball. He won't take this free. Sean O'Sullivan still limping, but seems to be able to work it off at the moment. He would be a big loss to Cromane if he was to go off. Sean O'Sullivan. Kick out will be taken by Liam Walsh. Tries it out towards the centre, up there, right for Donegal Walsh. A superb piece, I feel, by Donegal Walsh. The ball has gone loose from him there. Gives it out now to, tries it in forward inside, coming out for it now and trying to gather it for Cromane there and pushing the back there on the Cromane man coming out. James Foley has the ball in his possession with the number 2 there for Cromane. Peter O'Reilly did very well in defence. The referee Jim Long is telling them to go back and St. Oliver Plunketts. Fans on the sideline saying that it's time wasting. Colm Jai will take this one. Colm Jai, of course, trainer of this Cromane team. Ball up there, right. Sean O'Sullivan really is gone. I think Cromane will have to make a substitution. Sean O'Sullivan seems to be carrying an injury, and really I think the Cromane management team there, the Patsy Jai Michael team, will have to make the decision to say whether they will continue with Sean O'Sullivan whether he will be able to run the knock. He takes it left footed inside towards Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh has the ball, the man who got the Cromane's goal in the first half. Drives the ball inside again. Ball going inside towards Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh trying to turn his man, goes to number 15, goes toward the hand, one's trying to work his way out. Left footed kick coming in from Sean Walsh, but that'll go out indeed. Goes out to the right and wide. The ball has gone wide. Score stands. Cromane 1 goal and 6. St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork 4 points. We have 7.5 minutes played of the second half of this Munster B football final being played here in Knockadary indeed. Sean O'Sullivan trying to go in towards the full forward position, or in towards the corner forward position indeed. Sean Walsh is coming out. Sean Walsh coming out to the half position, and Sean O'Sullivan has gone in now. Kick out coming out towards the set out there. Eyes Donncha Walsh. The ball has gone beyond him here. This ball being picked up. Cromane will have to graft really hard here, giving it back to Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh going on the solo, lifts the pass inside to his brother. His brother is Sean, gives it back to Colm Jai. The wisely old head is Colm Jai. Here's the ball inside to David Maroney, back to Donncha Walsh. Donncha Walsh, oh, that's a super kick from Donncha Walsh, has sent it over the bar. And really, when you want an inspirational score, it's provided by Donncha Walsh. As I said, the Kerry panelist from this year, the man indeed who has played Kerry under 21 as well indeed. A number of years back, Donncha Walsh, a very fine footballer indeed from Cromane, a man who indeed has played superbly well for Mid-Kerry this year in the county championship, and as I said, probably carried the team quite a lot during that county championship run as the Cork goalkeeper, Cork minor goalkeeper of last year. Brian Walsh will take the kick out. Brian Walsh with the kick out. Score stands Cromane 1-7. St. Oliver Plunketts 4 points, 6 points between the sides. That was the difference between the sides at half time. John O'Sullivan picking the ball up, elusive there, tries to give the ball inside again. Niall Dennehy gives the ball back inside here, inside to John O'Sullivan. He turns inside again. He's tripped as he went inside, and this will be a chance here for Cromane, a chance for Cromane to take a score indeed. I think Sean Walsh may be walking in towards it there. Could be walking in towards it. Donncha Walsh and Francis Casey will hold the midfield position really. Cromane, all they want to do is maintain what they have. They're not looking for to increase really. They will be looking for to increase now, but indeed I think Cromane will be quite happy to play out this second half, holding a 6-point difference in between the sides. This free to be taken by Sean Walsh, a chance to put Cromane further in front. Can he edge them further in front? It's 1-7-4 as it stands. It's sent in and sent over the bar. No mistake whatsoever. He sent it in and sent it over the bar. A lovely score from the Cromane man. As we said, indeed, a great advocate, I suppose, of the man, as Ambrose Donovan always. Can't understand why you take close and frees off the hand, he says. On bad days, he says, you'll get better balance and better kicking position from a ball that's placed on the floor. And each Sean Walsh letting you know that, because he sent it over the bar. 1 goal and 8 is 4 points. Donncha Walsh, a superb piece of feeding from Donncha Walsh again, being surrounded by 3 or 4 St. Oliver Plunketts player there. I thought he was fouled, with the referee. His signal play go on. Sean Walsh coming in there to help out. The ball picked up again by St. Oliver Plunketts, driving the ball forward there. Kevin Coffey, James Foley in his attendance there. We have 9.5 minutes played of the second half. Donncha Walsh coming to challenge. Kevin Coffey plays the ball inside here towards the corner. Coming out to try and challenge in there, Peter O'Reilly. The ball being picked up and gives it back inside there to the corner forward there. Corner forward there is Barry O'Driscoll. Barry O'Driscoll has it. Barry O'Driscoll there. Ball well done by James Foley there, and good defending there. Ball, Peter O'Reilly coming out. Peter O'Reilly there with the ball. He's challenged there, being picked up. Sent inside again, going back to Donncha Walsh. He picks up the ball in his own half-back line. A challenge coming in there, but really, you don't. A player of his class and calibre can avoid the challenges. Nicely passed out there. Coming back, Michael T and Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh trying to walk the ball, really challenged around the head there. The referee there will call the St. Oliver Plunketts player there. But Owen Walsh won't worry. He'll take any challenge like that once he retains possession. A free to Cromane, as we have nearly 10 minutes played in the second half of the Munster B final here in Knockadary. Score stands 1 goal and 8 points for Cromane, 4 points in St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork. Then this Munster B final, the number 4 for St. Oliver Plunketts, I think, will TJ O'Driscoll. He played, he's a brother, and 3 other brothers on the team, and 1 brother is sub. Donncha Walsh taking it quickly. Donncha Walsh side to his brother Sean Walsh. Donncha Walsh takes to the turn, going up along the sideline. Donncha Walsh gives it back inside to Sean Walsh again. Sean Walsh giving the ball inside towards David Maroney. Maroney, big strong player, reducing the ball. John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan kicking this one right across the square. Up there, eyes to the ball, taken inside, gives it back out to Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh driving inside the ball, coming ricocheting out the back of a St. Oliver Plunketts player, back to Sean Walsh again. Sean Walsh trying to make room for it, gives the ball inside the centre. David Maroney again trying to pass it out. Ball by John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan, drives it inside, gone in. Oh, and a great save really, in fairness to the Cork player there. That was a great save by Brian Walsh, because they were going for the top end corner. Sean Walsh driving inside again. Sean Walsh has sent it to the left and sent it wide. But Frank, really, Cromane have up their play indeed, in their intensity in the start of the second half.
Yes, Jerk, that was a great attacking move by Cromane, but unfortunately it didn't end in a score. Fair dues to the Cork keeper, Brian Walsh. An excellent one-handed save. The ball was destined for the top corner. He just breached it. Would have done the Premiership justice. Donegal Walsh doing well in midfield. The Cork will, James Foley will have to watch Kevin Coffey. Kevin Coffey for Cork. He's an excellent player, an excellent full forward, and he's a threat inside. I can see Cork getting a goal if James Foley doesn't tighten up in him. Likewise on Keith O'Driscoll by Peter Riley.
Ball driven inside again. Kevin Coffey has it, and really he's a very good footballer. He caught Minor, I think, in 2006, and he's showing also the dribbles. Really, James Foley doing well to keep him out there. Ball driven inside with someone curled enough, though. It has indeed. It's gone over the bar. A great point there from the wing forward there. Conor O'Driscoll, I said, a man who represented Cork in the hurling fields last year when they were beaten by Galway in the All-Ireland semi-final. Conor O'Driscoll indeed played a minor hurling as well with Cork in the same position. Conor O'Driscoll, St. Oliver Plunketts. We now have the score at 1-8 to 5 points. 1-8 to 5 points. 1-8 to 5 points. As time's moved into 11 minutes. 11 minutes played in the second half. Taken by Cromane, taken out towards the centre. Up there, Rice for it again. Ball being won there by the midfielder for St. Oliver Plunketts. The referee Jim Long has signalled a signal for the free. Signal for the free. Signal for a free. St. Oliver Plunketts will need a fast score really. Kevin Coffey, this will be, he can kick this one. It's a long ways out, it's on the halfway line, but he would kick it if with the assistance of the wind. As I said, the wind is getting stronger here in Ballinderry in the second half. 6 points still between the sides. That was the margin at half time. It still is the margin. He kicks it in. Is it on target? No, it's pulling, and it's pulled indeed to the right and wide. The umpire signal the ball has gone wide. The ball has gone wide at the moment, as we have, as I said, moving in now to nearly 14 minutes played in this second half. Nearly 14 minutes played. 1-8 to 5 points, and really 6 points still between the sides. That's something that Cromane will be happy with. As their wing back there, Michael Tehan, fine strong footballer. Michael Tehan, a great player indeed. Saw him playing underage with Cromane, indeed a player that has always impressed me. Kick out coming from Liam Walsh out towards the centre of the ball, hanging up there. A rush back there, Donegal Walsh there, well picked up there, whatever the number 12 there. There, number 12 drives it inside, driving inside by Conor McCarthy, driving across the goal. Liam Walsh does well there, gathers his ball there and bursts trying to tackle out, gives it back to his cornerback there. His cornerback Peter O'Reilly works it out here, out to Liam Walsh, Sean Walsh comes in inside, still Sean Walsh has the ball, gives it inside, he's over carry the ball. This will be a free in for St. Oliver Plunketts. A chance to narrow the gap here down to 5 points. The wing forward here, Conor O'Driscoll, as I said, may take this one. Conor O'Driscoll will take it indeed, as we're just over 14 minutes played in the second half, just nearly 15 minutes played. Halfway through the second half here, this Munster B football final being played here in Knockaderry this afternoon, and really a very cold Knockaderry here for this afternoon final, as Kevin Coffey will take this one. Kevin Coffey, he will take this kick, a chance to narrow the gap down to 5 points. Kevin Coffey ready to take this free. It's about 40 yards out from the goal, slightly off centre here as he kicks it in, sends it in, and well calling out. That's a super kick really from Kevin Coffey, and really that's an ace free taken really, and he sends it straight over the bar. 1 goal and 8 points. 2 indeed, 6 points. The scoreboard hasn't yet changed, but it's 6 points. That will change at any moment now. We have no electronic scoreboard here. There's no need for one really, as the number 19 coming on for Cromane, Michal Shaughnessy, indeed a man who played Junior Cup, indeed played Jimmy Brown for Dukes this year in the finals up in Limerick, but indeed still a minor footballer next year as well, indeed doing his leaving cert in the intermediate school Killargan. Kick out coming out towards the centre of the field up there, ball broken down here, being picked up again by St. Oliver Plunketts, the referee. Now this will be a free again, and really if they were to get a goal, I think really not up this game. Ball inside towards Kevin Coffey again. Kevin Coffey has the ball. Kevin Coffey drives it inside. It's gone in. It's gone high and gone wide. It's gone to the right and gone wide. A chance is gone a begging. For the Corkman there, the full forward there, Kevin Coffey, sent it inside, and really he looks all over. A class player to fair with James Foley. He's marked him as tight as he can, and really all you can do really is keep close to him, because James Foley is a very effective footballer and a very effective full-back. But this man really has class and really has potential. And really the kick out now will come from Liam Walsh out towards the centre. Liam Walsh out towards the centre, up there, eyes the ball broken down the centre. Pulling on there, Colm Jai still being picked up by the number 12, plays it out, Conor McCarthy. Conor McCarthy giving inside, high ball being lobbed inside towards the square. This is the Danish one, they get a punch in. Ball going inside, still has it, Kevin Coffey trying to work his way out, trying to work his way inside, blocked down inside by the Cromane. Well done by the Cromane defence there, and being picked up, Michael Teague giving the ball back. Well worked out, John O'Sullivan has the ball. John O'Sullivan has the ball, does well there, Donegal was meeting a stiff challenge to return the ball. This is real low, hard press by John O'Sullivan. Works the ball across into the far side to Niall Dennehy. Niall Dennehy throws it back inside to O'Reilly coming forward. Peter O'Reilly has the ball, stolen with the ball really. He'd be better off to get in really. He's lucky enough to get a free there really. And really I think Frank is wearing his hat in his sleeve here, because they're very lucky to hold on. They're very lucky indeed to hold on there, because he seemed to have held up the ball and thought it might have been a free for St. Oliver Plunketts. Colm Jai will take this free. Colm Jai taking the free for him now as they move into the 19 minute, nearly 20 minutes gone in the second half, 10 minutes to go, and for Cromane to win a Munster B title. Ball challenged out in the centre. Being picked up there again by Francis Casey. Casey giving back to Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh back to his brother Donegal. Donegal sends the dummy, comes inside again, sends another dummy, and leaves the ball behind him, being picked up there by the wing back for St. Oliver Plunketts, Eddie O'Driscoll. A free there for St. Oliver Plunketts, and the referee Jim Long. The referee Jim Long thought he was going to have a word. No, he just holds a hand up. Indeed, a cold day like today, I suppose there's gamemanship and you have to have it really. A free quickly taken in towards the inside towards Keith O'Driscoll. Keith O'Driscoll coming out, being challenged there by Peter O'Reilly. Ball sent back to Conor O'Driscoll, sends a long ball inside. Up there, Iser well taken inside. Shot blocked down inside. James Foley picked this one up and he bursts out. James Foley has the ball, does well. Gives it out to Michael T. Michael T in giving the ball back. Loses the ball there inside. Moves the ball back inside and driven inside and sent over the bar. Keith O'Driscoll has sent it over the bar. 1 goal and 8 points to 7 points. 1 goal and 8 points to 7 points now, and the gap is down to 4 points. 1 goal and 8 points. 1 goal and 8 points for Cromane, 7 points for St. Oliver Plunketts. This team, of course, had good potential coming into this final. They had beaten Galtee Rovers and Meath of Clare in the way to this final this afternoon here in Knockadary. Liam Walsh, the goalkeeper, has the ball in his possession, ready for the kick out. Liam Walsh gets a good kick out. Vital, the next score will be vital in this game. Up there, ice of the ball broken down. Owen Walsh, all the brothers going for Francis Casey, pulls the ball. Owen Barrett to centre that back for St. Oliver Plunketts. Up there, ice with the ball broken down towards the centre again. Owen Colm Jai effects a good challenge there. The ball being picked up still now by Barry O'Driscoll. He gives the ball back to Conor O'Driscoll. Conor O'Driscoll pulls it across the up there right foot. Liam Walsh does very well there. Does very well, the goalkeeper. Excellent goalkeeping by the Cromane man there, because he was under severe pressure. Gives it out to Niall Dennehy. Niall Dennehy loses possession, going out for the ball. Being picked up by Kevin Coffey. Is coming across inside towards the centre. Kevin Coffey coming inside, being fouled there. In fact, the referee has pulled him for over carrying the ball. Really. And there, when you thought it might have been a free for St. Oliver Plunketts, the free has gone the other way. A free for Cromane. 1 goal and 8 points to 7 points in a titanic struggle really, in a very cold day here in Knockadary in this Munster B football final here, as we're moving into about 24 minutes gone in this second half. 24 minutes played in this second half, as the free will be taken. Liam Walsh did very well, the Cromane goalkeeper did very well there when he was under pressure. Kick out going out towards the side, and up there, Icefield ball broken in the far side of the field. Seemed to be picked up off the ground. The referee is signaling that it was picked up off the ground. We have 4 points between the side. As I said, if St. Oliver Plunketts were to win this game, they would have to score a goal. They mightn't have been able to peg it back on points. Colm Jai, the very wise man really of Cromane, really a great footballer really. Colm Jai, a great servant to both mid-carry and the ball picked inside, well taken inside by the St. Oliver Plunketts man. He gives the ball back inside to his cornerback. Working the ball out here, working the ball out now. They'll try to need to move inside to their number 8, their centre field man. He's Donald Walsh with the ball being picked up by Francis Casey. Donegal Walsh trying to go forward. He's held up there. Referee Jim Long has said with a quickly faking by Donegal Walsh. And in the number 5 there is Eddie O'Driscoll gives the ball inside drives the ball down along the side, and this should go out over the line. This kept in there. O'Reilly has the ball, a challenge by Michael Tain coming inside there. The number 13, Keith O'Driscoll, has the ball. He's trying to work his way inside. He's being challenged there, being picked up inside by the midfielder, Peter Coffey. Coffey comes inside, and the referee has signalled for a free in. Has signalled for a free in. A free in for indeed St. Alabama Plunketts. A free in for St. Alabama Plunketts. At the moment we have just about 23 minutes gone in the second half, and really I think the stopwatch has stopped up, so any time I'm getting is courtesy of Jason, the man here for the Kerryman reporter here this afternoon, and he's as cold as well. He can hardly write really, as Kevin Coffey will take this one. He's been erring in his free so far in the second half. Kevin Coffey with his free. Kevin Coffey with the chance here to kick it over the bar and down the gap to just one goal. Drives it inside, just pulls it indeed, has pulled it to the near side, and really they say you should never miss on the near side, but he missed on the near side, and that was indeed as he was kicking in to the right hand side. Frank, your thoughts so far now?
It's a fierce tight finish here. Cromane were let off there. Kevin didn't put that ball over the bar, which he should have really from that angle. Cromane backs can't clear their lines. The inability to kick the ball 50 yards down the field from their own full back line is costing Cromane dearly at the moment. And we're losing out the breaking ball in midfield. We have this one. John Sullivan is my man of the match so far in this game.
Ball being transferred there up towards Francis Casey. Casey inside to Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh, the man who got the score. And really, as Frank was saying, John O'Sullivan has advised everything really about Cromane, has really tackled hard and really has provided the extra man going forward. Their number 5, John O'Sullivan, the man from Cromane, as Donegal Walsh has the ball in his hand. Donegal Walsh has the ball in his hand now. Will take this free, and really they need to burn down the clock really, Cromane, if they're to win this. 1-8 to 7 points. I think if Cromane were to get another score, they would probably finish off this game. Ball worked inside again. They'll need to get the work inside. Donegal Walsh releases the ball inside. John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan kicks it inside and is sent it wide, but still I suppose a wide is as good as his driving it anywhere, but he really has points on the board that count. And really the St. Alabama Plunketts are ready to make another substitution, ready to come into the game as their number 16. That will be JP O'Driscoll. Indeed, that will make it 5 brothers on this St. Alabama Plunketts team when he comes in. 5 brothers indeed on the St. Alabama Plunketts team, and of course what a transition really for the St. Alabama Plunketts, a club that's been in existence with just a little more than 30 years down there between Bandon and Clonakilty. Donegal Walsh, ball going back to his brother though, back inside again. Owen Walsh working the ball forward inside towards David Moroney giving the ball back inside. Niall Dennehy driving the ball inside to Donegal Walsh. Donegal Walsh has the ball inside to John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan. He works the ball, good into passing there from Cromane, with the ball going inside down there on the far side of the field, going out now and trying to pick it up there for Cromane. Over on the far side is their number 19, the number 19 as I said. That Michal Shaughnessy, a very lively corner for Michal Shaughnessy, trying to work the ball inside. Niall Dennehy, I think, kicks this one inside, but the ball will go out wide? It has gone out wide, and really Cromane though are still running down the clock. They won't worry whether the scores go on the board. Well, they like the scores, but they will certainly want to keep the scores from going up on the other board really than their own at the moment. As the kick out comes.
Yes, Gerard. Cromane will rue the fact that they've only scored 2 points so far in the second half, and they've lost this ball. This game isn't over yet, Joe.
This game is certainly not over, Frank. As they say, the game is not over. The fat ladies saying ball between Kevin Coffey coming out, James Foley, but John O'Sullivan's just said, Frank, really is everything Cromane are about skill, strength and really tenacity, and he's shown us that his challenge there on the far side of the field, and really here he's a bit like Peter Stringer in the he's a bit like Peter Stringer in the Munster. He's always in at where the action is. He's distributing, he's looking for the returns, and he's doing that. Donegal Walsh has the ball. They need a cool head now. They need to work the ball inside. He gives it inside towards Niall Dennehy. Niall Dennehy has the ball. Niall Dennehy, the ball. Patrick O'Sullivan drives the ball inside, being picked up now by Donegal Walsh. He's trying to go inside. He's pulled there by two St. Alabama Plunkett as the ball is on the ground, being picked up by Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh trying to come inside, gives it back out there. Sean Walsh, ball is overhead there on the far side of the field.
Jesus Christ, Sean! Come back!
4 minutes left to play. 4 minutes left to play. 4 points between the sides. 4 points between the sides. Ball over on the far side of the field. John O'Sullivan going out, and really this man has been tenacious and really, as Frank has said, has been really the player on the ball on the far side of the field, being picked up and driven inside, being picked up over on the far side of the field. John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan trying to get a challenge into the ball, coming loose again for St. Oliver Plunketts. They will come challenging in. 4 points between the side, less than 4 minutes left to play. Inside towards Kevin Coffey. James Foley does well there, gathers up the ball, and really he's tight now. Back to Colm Jai. Colm Jai has the ball. Colm Jai working the ball out to Donegal Walsh. Donegal Walsh going forward. Donegal Walsh gives the ball inside to his brother Owen. Owen looking for someone to give it out here on the way. Being challenged there, being held on to there. Donegal Walsh challenged there on he seems to have an injury there on the tie. He's gone down. They need to keep out the goal. Up there, eyes for the ball, broken down inside. Colm Jai coming to, does well. Colm Jai puts the head down, gathers the ball, gives it out here to Michael. Gives it out to Michael D. Gives it out to Michael D. And Michael T. And Riley fouled there. The cornerback, Peter O'Reilly fouled as he came forward the ball. This will be a free, and Owen Walsh is down injured. The referee will have to hold up the play here as Owen Walsh down here. Michael T. coming out in there on the far side, and we see the sub coming in. Colin O'Sullivan. Colin O'Sullivan will come into the game for Cromane. Colin O'Sullivan coming in for Cromane just to see who's going off at the moment. Will it be? I think it'll be Owen Walsh will go off. He's signalled to the line that he was gone. Indeed he is. He's going to limp off the game here, but then really he was goal. That could be the difference between the sides. His goal from a long ball that was sent in by Sean O'Sullivan in the first half. He fisted the ball to the net, got the hand on it into the net. The game will resume with a free for Cromane. Michael Tehan taking this one. Michael Tehan taking up along the line. Sean O'Sullivan, or Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh has the ball on the far side of the field. Owen Walsh has the ball on the far side. Of course, Sean O'Sullivan has gone off the field. The Kerry footballer has gone off, as we said. An injury really in the start of the second half curtailed his momentum really. The ball being driven forward again. Michael Tehan going back, and the ball goes back inside. Kevin Coffey goes back to the ball. Kevin Coffey has the ball on the far side, trying to work his way inside. Looking for someone to give it to. Ball comes inside again, being picked up there by Coffey. The centre field. Pat Cahan coming forward there, has the ball, drives it in, and sends it over the bar. There's only a goal between the sides. One goal and 8 points to 8 points. And there's only just over a minute left to play here in this Munster B final here in Knockaderry, and really in a cold Knockaderry. And I can tell you one thing, just over a minute left to play. A goal between the sides. As I said, I thought if Knockaderry were to win this game, or if St. Oliver Plunketts were to win this game, they would have to get a goal. That's what they will have to get if they're to draw this game as we move into the last minute to play. Whatever the referee will allow for it. Up there, eyes of the ball broken now. Sean Walsh has the ball. Sean Walsh looking for someone to give it, drives the ball away inside. Out comes in, coming out for there is David Maroney with the ball. A foul on the ball on the far side of the field. Way over towards the far side of the field. Challenging and touch the ball on the ground. This will be a free for Cromane. A free for Cromane. And this free will be taken over the far side of the field. Cromane will be no hurry to take it. John O'Sullivan has the ball. John O'Sullivan has the ball on the far side of the field. The ball has gone astray, coming out for the ball. A free out for St. Oliver Plunketts as we move in right into the injury time now. Injury time being played here. The referee, Jim Long. Injury time is being played here at the moment. Free taken away inside. In towards Kevin Coffey. Donegal Walsh is there. He goes down on the ball. He's fouled, I'd say, but the referee hasn't given him a free. He tries to release the ball now. He gives it out. Michael Tehan pulling the ball. John Paul Patrick O'Sullivan goes down on the ball. In a cold day here, he tries to gather it up. He does well to gather it up. He's looking for someone to give it. He gives to Francis Casey. He's pushed in the back there by Conor O'Driscoll. We are now a minute into injury time here in Knockaderry. St. Oliver Plunketts a goal behind. 1 goal and 8 to 8 points, as I said. And really, this free will be taken by Michael Tehan. The referee there, Clinton Griffin there, has come on to the Cromane side. Clinton Griffin coming on to the Cromane side, taken up along the line to John O'Sullivan. He has done so well, really. He really is a class footballer. Gives the ball inside to the full forward there. Clinton Griffin going down. The ball has gone off. St. Oliver Plunketts man Sean Walsh is putting pressure on him on the line. The ball has gone out over the line. Time is well up now. 2 minutes in second minute of injury time. A goal still be seen the size. 1 goal and 8 for Cromane. 8 points for St. Oliver Plunketts. Ball down on the line here. Down, being picked up there by their midfielder. Their midfielder there is Peter Coffey. Ball going inside towards the centre. and that'll be picked up by Francis Casey. Casey has the ball, giving it out there. It's all over! Cromane are the Munster B football final winners here, and the scoreline of 1 goal and 8 points for Cromane. St. Oliver Plunketts of Cork, 8 points. 8 points, and really a big win here for Cromane indeed. And Frank, I think Frank was wearing the hat and the sleeve there indeed. Why wouldn't you when you have 3 sons playing in it, Frank?
Well, Gerard, it was a full team effort all round. Well done to Cromane. I knew very well it would be a close finish. There was only 1 score in it in the end. 2 points in the second half, probably not enough for Cromane to make it comfortable. But having said that, tremendous displays, especially by Liam Walsh and Go. He really did save them on 1 high ball there. But man of the match for me has to be the smallest man on the field, John O'Sullivan from Cromane. What a young lad he was. And pound for pound, he must be one of the best footballers, not just in Kerry, but in the whole of this country. Well done to Cromane, Ger. And well done to Oliver Plunketts too on a very, very good game.
Thanks to Frank there for his analysis during the game there. Indeed, as he said, probably Frank's man of the match there, I think, was John O'Sullivan, really, a man who gave it his all there. So the presentation will be made by the Knockaderry club here to the captain of the Cromane team.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome, I suppose, to Knockaderry for today's Munster Junior B football final. I suppose conditions played a part in the game. It was a game of 2 halves, but it was an outstanding credit to both Oliver Plunketts and to Cromane for the way the game was played here this afternoon. It was a very sporting game and a very, very enjoyable game up to the last kick, which is a fantastic thing to be said about either club. I suppose the question was put to me a little bit earlier on today, why is the Munster Junior B football final taking place in Knockaderry in County Limerick? Well, it's a very simple question. Clubs like Cromane and Oliver Plunketts are not recognised by the GA, as in the competition, the Junior B football or the novice football in Kerry is not recognised as a Munster competition by the GA. Knockaderry GA Club, under the guidance of our chairman here beside me, Tom Sheehy, took it upon ourselves last year to host a tournament, a Munster Junior B football tournament. It's the second year. Last year, Clonagale of Cork were the Munster champions, and this year, I suppose, old order has been restored when we'll have Kerry champions. I'd like to pay a special tribute, just a couple of people before we go any further. I'd like to thank all the participating clubs and the club secretaries. It's been fantastic to get the final down to today and get it played off so quickly as well. To Jim Long and indeed to all of his officials here this afternoon for refereeing the game. And without further ado, I'll present the 2007 Munster Junior B Football Final Perpetual Cup to the Cromane captain, Donegal Walsh. And just before we have before there is any speeches, just to let everybody know that there's tea and sandwiches in the local resource centre up the road, and everybody is invited, supporters, teams, to come up. So we please ask you to come up and continue with our hospitality. No, there's 2 captains, Sean Sullivan and Donegal Walsh.
I'll take care of the speech there, lads. First of all, to thank Knockaderry for sponsoring or for holding this competition. Without it, Cromane wouldn't have had ever played in the Munster final, I'd say, for a number of years. So first of all, just thanks to Knockaderry for holding this great competition, lads, and giving us a day out. Thank you. Second of all, to the Cromane supporters and everybody that turned up today, lads. It was a great showing, lads. There was a great amount of people here today supporting us. So I'd like to thank everybody that turned up today. It was great of you to turn up, lads. Thanks. To the Cromane team, we put in a great effort this year. It was great to have a game so early in the year to look forward to, and we were back training back in January. So to the bunch of players of Cromane and to the management, lads, we're a credit to Cromane. This is great now to bring home this to Cromane, lads. The first Munster trophy ever to come back to Cromane. So we can be very proud men, lads, going home to Cromane tonight. And finally, to the opposition today, Oliver Plunketts, you were credited to Cork. You never say die, lads. If it went on another few minutes, you could have got that equaliser, and we could have been here until it was dark tonight. But you were credited to Cork, lads, and you never gave up. And 3 cheers for Oliver Plunketts. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Thanks very much.
Presentation there to Donegal Walsh there, the Kerry captain there, the Cromane captain there, Donegal Walsh there.
Match presentation in Hanley's bar, which is the bar up here at the top of the message. Okay, thanks very much.
Get in the team here, lads.
Oh, geez, that'd be full tight.
So there the Cromane team, proud representatives of the Munster B Championship trophy there, Donegal Walsh and Sean O'Sullivan. Sean O'Sullivan accepting the trophy there, and the Cromane side getting there. The far side there. One Cromane man is doing media interviews, of course.
Up again, come on.
Back to small bit there, please. Let's go back on small. Yeah.
Occasion on the field for Cromane to bring back the first time ever the Munster trophy has come to Cromane, indeed, as the team stream off the field there. Indeed, what a gallant game it was, in a final scoreline here in Knockaderry. The Munster B football champions are Cromane for 2007. Cromane 1 goal and 8 points, and Oliver Plunketts of Cork 8 points. So that is the final score. The man of the match presentation we made later on. Indeed, some big contenders for Cromane, and that indeed John O'Sullivan, and those I think would be probably a man maybe small in physical stature, but indeed what a heart he had. Indeed gave a fantastic performance here this afternoon here in a very cold and windy conditions here in Knockaderry. Indeed, I think Frank will need something to sober him up small bit too. He was getting excited in the vicinity. Pat Shea there, the former Kerry selector, of course, leaving there, and Michael Reardon, of course, the club president. Indeed, a very proud day for the Cromane club down there, and I suppose on the coastline. Indeed, I suppose first they got to know about Cromane when Jackie Healy-Ray was talking about it in Dálairn. So what a day it has been for Cromane. Winners the Munster B final, as I said, here in Knockaderry. Final score again is Cromane 1 goal and 8 points. St Oliver Plunketts of Cork 8 points.
Hold up, if you all put your hands on the cup. Look at me now. Now lift the cup up and kind of don't rock your faces now.
I'm the best one.
Thanks, Oz.
Right, where are you going? Oh, to say something. Come on, say something, yeah, come on.
Knock knock. Where's the flash? This is Paddy McCarthy down in fucking, where is he? Fifi? Fifi. Well done, Paddy! You're missing it!
I want my face blurred.
We'll be back next year for the junior one next year.
Okay, action. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome here this evening. First of all, I'd like to commend both teams on a great game in a tough day, tough conditions out there. First of all, I'd like to say that there was no money exchanged hands. I'm a Kerryman myself, and I had nothing to do with the result or anything like that. But last year I went to a Cork Road, so it's nice to see it going back to Kerry this year. And hopefully next year Limerick team will win it, we'll pass it around in. But without further ado anyway, I know you're all looking forward to heading back to Cromane to celebrate, so without further ado I'd like to present the Man of the Match award for the Munster Junior Championship 2008 to number 5, John Sullivan. He'll do more than speech now. Stay there, hey, one second. There's a couple of traditions that have started with this championship over the last 2 years. One was that the final's always on a very bad day, and number 2, the man of the match has to at least make a speech, if not sing a song. So I'll hand you over to John, and safe journey home to you all.
Well, first of all, I can't sing. Lads, it's for the team, lads. That's all it is. Dunica says, before we go out, lads, it's for the club, for the team. This, lads, is not for me, lads. It's for everyone. All the players that came on, the first 15, all the players came on, lads. The whole panel, all the backroom staff, lads, everything. Parch, Casey, everyone, lads. It's for all free. That's all I like to say, lads. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Right, Joe. Okay.
A fantastic achievement. Firstly, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Is there any stage today that you felt that things might just not go your way and it mightn't be Cromane's day?
Oh, jeez. I have to be honest there, I know that one. The last 10 minutes there, it's getting tough. I'd say another 5, if there was another 5 minutes left, I'd say they'd a goal in them. Because even though James Foley there in the back line, he kept it very tight.
Tough, James.
So he did. And the team lads pulled together, and it's fantastic.
What was said at half time?
Oh. There's two of the children here for that. Colum Joy there, he's the heart behind the team really. He's there training. He just put it down to us and said let's start again over, just forget the first half and just work against the wind. And we did it and it came off within a day.
Winning a county title is brilliant, but winning the Munster Championship, like today when the final whistle blew, what was your utmost feeling?
Oh, fantastic. I was delighted. Words couldn't describe it.
Perfect. Okay. I think we should pass the microphone down the crowd. Donica, congratulations. It's another accolade. You've had bigger days out, but I'm sure this one is extra special for you.
Well, I suppose we've never had a day out like this with the club, because obviously this is a Munster final and we've never played in one before, and it'll probably be another few years before we play in one again. So, so it was different, like, but you know, we took our opportunity and. We didn't leave it slip past, and we took that, and thankfully we won. So we're delighted with that.
How was preparation for this now? You know, getting ready, and you're still involved with the county yourself and Sean, and trying to come back to your club as well and get ready for Munster Championship must be rather difficult.
Well, in fact, I'd say it was probably the easiest year to come back, as Colm said there over the last few weeks. That it was probably easy to come back training when you were looking forward to a Munster final when we had a Munster semi-final, Munster final in March. So it was easy to come back training in January when usually you'd be kind of reluctant coming back training, but it was actually easy looking forward to that. As regards myself and Sean, I suppose we were training away with the county. The boys had to train away themselves. They had their own trainings every Tuesday and Thursday or Friday night. So they took care of it. They took care of work themselves. They also had a few games in the Mid-Kerry League, which they did without myself and Sean. And they put it up to the teams that they were playing, and they did it without looking. They weren't found wanting or anything like that. So whether we're playing, myself and Sean are playing, or whether we're not, the boys are. There's a team plan. They're not relying on the two of us. So, and that was shown as well today, I suppose, when I was kind of dying there at the end, and when Sean had gone off injured, like to and Johnny getting man of the match, as you see, like it was obviously definitely a team performance.
What does this mean to you and indeed to your club? Because coming through the Munster Championship, you're not a very old club, or you're after winning the county championship for the first time back in November, defeating Ballydon. Coming here, there must have been a weight of expectation on your shoulders. You're a county man. You've another county player with you. You're captain of the team. You're from a small club, pulling from a small group of players, and you're in the Munster final.
Yeah, well, one thing there that I said beforehand was that that we didn't actually have anything to lose, because you could play today, and if we lost, people just forget about it. We wouldn't probably hear about Oliver Plunketts again. But we had an awful lot to gain, I thought, from today. And as people know, success breeds success. So winning today is gonna encourage everyone to go on and win something else. We've tasted success now twice in the last few months, winning 2 cups. So that's only going to bring us on. And that's one thing that I felt today, that if we can win it, then we can build on it. And it was great that way.
It's massive for the parish.
Oh, definitely. It was obviously the first time we were in the Munster final, and I'm just delighted now that we could do it. Not only for when we went out playing, as John said, we played for everyone in the team. We played for the management, but we also played for the community and the people of Cromane. That they came up here today to watch us in the Munster final, and we represented Cromane, and I thought we represented them very well today.
I think there's only one pub in Cromane, but I think it'll be rather busy this evening.
There's two. But they'll be rocked tonight.
What about the club?
Finally, I leave it on this. The ambitions for 2008.
2008, we just want to build on today. If you're not improving every year, lads, you're going backwards. So that's something I said there after the game inside in the dressing room. We have to keep improving, lads. There's young players coming onto the team every year. So and there's probably other fellas pushing on, but we have to keep improving every year, lads. And we'll just, we've done Cromane proud today, lads. But let's not leave it at that. Let's push on again and hopefully do Cromane even more proud next year.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Pat, chairperson of Cromane GA Club, you must be very proud this afternoon.
I'm very proud. It's a great achievement. I think we had last year when we started off in Kerry with the novice, so it's an extra bonus. I think it's a great achievement. And we kept the club going, we started getting the training, we did that, no problem at all. I'm very proud of it.
What does it mean? I said it to Johnny earlier on. What does it mean just to win a Munster Championship?
It's great to win a Munster Championship. It's great for younger players coming up and things like that. It's a great achievement. It's great, that's what it's all about. Really, it's a great achievement for a small club like us to win it, like, and things that, basically that's it.
Mid Kerry is your division, and indeed
we're caught up there with our Rangers. They're rolling it there, and with Castlemaine. So it's great to be up and things like that, and hoping we go off and claim up the ladder higher again.
Up a grade now this year. It's going to be rather tough.
Yes, we're going up this year. We're up in the Junior Championship in Kerry this year. But we're okay. We got a home draw in the first round against St. Pat's. So you might come back in with that for the starters on the 27th of April. So.
What plays the underage club in Cromane? Is the future look bright?
It's coming up again at the moment. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, it looks good at the moment. Yeah, we're building on a lot of younger players, good young players coming up.
Yeah. Immediate plans after the Munster final?
Good celebration tonight here for the start.
Talking about a team holiday.
Anything is possible, Elsa.
After today, anything is possible.
Yes, Joe.
Pat, thanks very much.
Okay, Joe.
Patsy Giant. Patsy, an outstanding occasion for you. You were one of the most animated people in the sideline this afternoon.
Well, I suppose going back through the years, like, I had the experience of being with the Rangers, and I'm delighted I'm able to bring my experience to the line with the Cromane club. And I have achieved my own bit of history today by winning the Munster novice, because a couple of Munster clubs won, and between league and championship. And I'm delighted to be able to help out Cromane today.
Yeah, your heart and soul was most definitely in it, and from a neutral point of view, looking at that, it was plain to be seen.
Well, I suppose I'm the capable character on the line. Everyone is blowing at me, and that's when we get better. Yeah.
You're a selector with Cromane?
I am, yeah. I'm with Michael Tehan and Tomas Hayes and Cullum is my son is the team trainer, and Marashe.
And how did all that management setup come about?
Well, I suppose you could pull it down to my own son, Cullum. I suppose he done all the roping in it. So.
And is it there long?
Well, this is my second string now, and I had a break, and I was there with John Griffin before that, and we had success in the Old Sullivan Cup. And holding the senior status was as good as anything. Their main ambition now is to get up to and win the junior championship and go a step higher to Division 3.
That's in the county league.
And that's in the county league, yeah.
Yeah. But today, what does it mean for yourself personally? You said you've had a lot of victories with different, different teams.
Well, I suppose I've been in Cromane now, I suppose, over 30 years, it was 35 years, and going back to my own missus, she said a number of years ago to me when the Cromane club approached me to give them a hand, and the one thing she did say to me was when I said it to the Cromane boys were looking for me to go back there, and you know what I said to her? She said, you've been living in Cromane now, she said, for 30 years, she says, and you must be a Cromane man by now.
And most definitely from the way you carried on the sideline this afternoon, you're most definitely a Cromane man.
Well, I am, yeah, and I'm delighted for Cromane tonight.
Yeah. It's probably a triple blow, because you said your son is training the team and he's kind of involved in the selectorship as well.
Yeah.
What does it mean for a Munster medal to be in the family?
Oh, it is great, like this for his own another Munster medal. It's for his own personal reasons. Like, maybe don't as he get, when he reach my age, he'll appreciate that.
You've got more.
What do you want on camera?
He'd have the hair too if he used the gel like myself.
There'll be a big night in Cromane tonight?
Oh, the big night, and I hope they'll pull off another stroke.
Let's hear down the place. And the year ahead, as you said, the ambition is to get up in a division.
Yeah, well, to get another step in the junior and get their senior status to number 3.
Patsy, we wish you the very best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. We have plenty of runners up front around here.
Okay, so Joe, good night.
Alright. Sean, it's as I said to Dominic earlier on, there's been plenty of good days with Kerry, but this one was rather special for you too.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some great days with Kerry, but Dunica and myself wouldn't be playing with Kerry if it wasn't for Cromane. That's where we started playing our club football when we were 5-6 years of age, and it's a great and all to go on and play with mid-Kerry and indeed with Kerry, but I mean, you have to start somewhere, and we learnt all our basic skills and playing up along the grades with these great fellas here. So today isn't about myself and Dunica, it isn't about Kerry, it's about Cromane being Munster champions, and it's a fantastic feeling, you know.
How tough was it this afternoon? Because conditions were not great. There was a very strong breeze as well. It must be one of the toughest games that you've played all the year.
Yeah, well, I'd like to take this opportunity to compliment Knockadairy on their fantastic facilities. I thought their showers were lovely this evening. No, I'm only that's only a joke. No, in fairness, we came up here and played the semi-final against.
Did you get showered that day?
We got a shower that day. Yeah.
Clear that up.
No. We came up in the semi-final against Benog, and we were actually talking going on the bus about the facilities, and I suppose the fact that they have a training pitch helps them keep their main pitch nice and solid. It was wet today, but I mean. What made conditions tough today was the fact we were playing a team from Cork, and you know yourself when Cork and Kerry meet at any level, there's going to be a little bit of argy-bargy. You're going to get nothing easy. But look, that makes the win even sweeter. I mean, there's coming from Kerry, growing up as a young fella playing football. Cork are your biggest rivals, and it's great to win the Munster Championship today, and to beat Cork, I suppose, makes it all that little bit sweeter. Sorry, Colin Sullivan.
But the first half, you had the breeze, a very strong breeze, and you took your scores quite well. Had the commanding lead at half time, but in the second half, did the thought ever cross your mind hey, we might just not well win this?
I suppose talking after the game, we should have been a lot more up at half time. I was guilty of missing some frees that I usually put over. We were probably shooting for the sake of shooting. Sometimes we had worked into great positions, but we were just taking the wrong option. So going in at half time, I think we were 6 up. Or we going in at half time? Actually, no, we didn't panic at half time at all, because Colm Joy and the boys, we're actually a better team playing against the wind, because I mean we can work the ball and we can run the ball, and I mean when you've got Linford Christie, John Sullivan there going up and down the line, you've no problems, So no, I just like to take this opportunity to compliment our backs. I know forwards get the glory a lot for getting the scores on the board, but I was delighted to see a back getting man of the match tonight, because our backs today for the whole day were absolutely outstanding. So I'd like to give our backs huge credit there today.
That goal at the end, it was the one that came early in the first half, and it was the one that decided the game, really.
Yeah, I think there's about 3 or 4 fellas trying to claim the goal. We will have to find out who actually got it. I just lobbed a high one in. I think David Moroney's trying to claim it, because he's looking for a few free beers out of it, to be honest. But no, look, we don't care how they go in or who got it in, because the goal actually turned out to be the crucial score, because we actually won by the 3 points. But there was some fantastic performances there today. I mean, James Foley there, our fullback, he's the rock of our defence. He was on their best forward, kept him very quiet. The man of the match, John Sullivan, up and down the field. Mike Tehan, massive game at wing back. Colm at full back. The 2 Riley brothers. Duncan Francis at midfield. All the way up, everyone just got stuck in today, and it's a great win for the club,
Yeah, tonight is very much about your own club, but I suppose looking further afield, are you hoping for another All-Ireland medal in September?
Yeah, I mean we're in pretty good shape at the moment. It's very early in the year, it's only March yet, so we've won 2 out of our 3 league games. We've Mayo next weekend, so we're getting a few players back. Obviously, it'd be great to win another All Ireland. There's the incentive of creating history and getting 3 in a row. But again, that's all off in the future. Tonight is about Cromane. Tonight's about going back on the bus and celebrating and celebrating with the guys you grew up with. And as many great nights as I've had out after Kerry victories, I look forward to nothing more than going back and celebrating with these fellas, because these guys here are the salt of the earth. They, only for Cromane and these fellas back and myself and Donegal, we wouldn't have pulled on the green and gold. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them for everything they've done for us, and we've had a fantastic day today, and we're going to even have a better night. So
how's that leg shaping up finally?
The leg is a bit sore, but I'm plying it with anti-inflammatories and Budweiser, so it should be okay.
Sean, thanks very much.
Okay.
Today, the 9th of March 2007.
2008.
Put one after the 7 and we get that.
Today, the 9th of March 2008, is a historic day for both Knockaderry GA Club and hosting the 2nd Munster Junior B Football Championship. We now have had a Cork winner in Clondegale in 2006, and in 2007 the cup goes back to Cromane. In 2007, the 2007 championship, it goes back to Cromane. I wish them the very, very best of luck, and I hope that there'll be a long night of celebration and that this DVD or video will be watched for many years to come. And to their captain, Donegal Walsh, and to their chairman, Pat Casey, we say a big boola busk.